With weight restrictions getting tighter and tighter, we're all looking for ways to lighten our suitcases. Lately, I've seen a few videos about what experienced travelers no longer pack, and well, with my 40 years of experience, I just have to disagree with some of their choices. And I think they missed a few obvious items that definitely should be left off of your next packing list, especially for women over 40. Let's go. First, let's get into the items I do think are better left off your packing list and what you should be packing instead. A neck pillow. This one is pretty ubiquitous. I think everyone agrees that the old school neck pillow that you find in almost every store in the airport is pretty useless. And honestly, if a travel day is less than 8 hours and not a red eye, there's no reason to pack any kind of pillow. But if you are stuck with a red eye or a long haul flight, I would pack a much more ergonomic option like the turtle that I use, or I've heard really good things about the packable caribou pillow too. But there's no need for that old school donut pillow. The next item to eliminate is toothpaste. No, I don't want you walking around with bad breath. Just switch out those tubes for toothpaste tablets. They take up much less space and give you a little more room in your liquids bag. You could just throw them in your personal item bag and have them ready to use as soon as you land for a quick little freshen up. Another thing to stop packing that will give you a ton more space in your liquids bag is a 10-step skincare routine. Instead, pack a simplified and personalized skincare routine like the one I've been using from Proven Skincare, the sponsor of today's video. Proven Skincare takes your specific skincare needs into account and creates a simple 3-step regimen customized for your skin. They have an online quiz that walks you through all sorts of questions to determine what ingredients and products are going to be best for you. They ask like your age, of course, your daily diet, entering your zip code so they can determine the climate your skin is exposed to. And I would have never thought about that. I especially appreciate that Proven is cruelty-free and only uses clean ingredients. I've been using my Proven regimen for about 2 weeks now, and not only can I see a difference in my skin, but my friends have even commented, and that's highly unusual. It's really helped with a couple of stubborn dry spots I've been struggling with over the past few months. With only 3 steps and having the product delivered to me every 8 weeks, it's really cutting down on how many products I need. And of course, that saves me money, which I can put towards my next trip. If you use my Proven link, tryprovenskin.com/GenXGypsy, and code that I have listed down in the description, you'll receive 50% off of your first order. Again, if you use the promo code GenXGypsy along with the link tryprovenskin.com/GenXGypsy, you'll get 50% off your first order. And my code is the best deal I've seen them run, so it's the perfect time to try before the discount expires. Thank you again to Proven for sponsoring this video and making my skin look so great. Since you won't need to pack so many skincare products, you can also eliminate packing those huge toiletry bags or cases. This toiletry bag from Trip Travel is the perfect size because it breaks down into 4 different pieces. It's really easy to streamline all of your toiletry packing from your liquids to your cosmetics. I've done a whole video on how to best pack your toiletry bag, which I'll have linked below in the description for you to watch later. I'll also have all of these links in my first pinned comment under this video. As with cosmetics and skincare, you really don't need to be packing a huge jewelry box to bring along with you. Unless you have several fancy events you'll be attending during your trip, you should be able to downsize your jewelry to a much smaller pouch or pouches. Generally, because I don't wear a ton of large necklaces or a bunch of rings, I can fit all of my jewelry I need into this little pouch that a friend of mine brought to me from Vietnam. I do have one necklace that I like to take with me that doesn't fit in the pouch, and I have to get creative about where to put that, but I can usually find a nice padded pocket to zip that in. Skip bringing those ugly and just impractical money belts. There's nothing worse than having to practically get undressed in order to get to your money or ID. Instead, use a sling bag or a fanny pack that stays on the front of your chest. And if you really want a little extra safety, use a mini carabiner to lock the zippers together, making it even more difficult for a pickpocket to get into your stuff without you realizing it. And if you can't realize a pickpocket is unzipping a pouch that's on your boobs, then yeah, you might want to check into that. And instead of bringing your whole wallet to fit into your sling bag or fanny pack, downsize to a nice size RFID blocking wallet. What is RFID, you ask? It stands for Radio Frequency ID. Thieves use radio waves to read the information off chip-enabled credit cards and can basically steal your identity by just walking past you. An RFID wallet will use some sort of thin metal like aluminum or carbon fiber, they're really fancy, to prevent the radio waves from penetrating to your cards. Most of the RFID blocking wallets are smaller, which also is more practical for travel as you don't need to be bringing all of your credit cards, gift cards, library cards with you on your trip. Something I almost never travel with anymore, unless I absolutely have to for a special occasion, are heels. High heels, or even those cute little kitten heels. They are just so impractical to wear, especially if you are traveling somewhere with uneven streets and sidewalks, or, God forbid, cobblestones. I do still sometimes bring a pair of wedges if I really want to be able to add some height or have some dressier options with my capsule wardrobes. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some pushback on this next one, but you really don't need to be packing books. Not only do they take up room, but they add so much weight. I travel with my Kindle only and have for the past several years. I am considering upgrading to the new Oasis Kindle, which is waterproof, so I don't have to worry about getting it wet at the beach or the pool. However, I do have one exception to the no books suggestion, and that is specific guidebooks. Yes, I know we all have the world's information at our fingertips these days, and because guidebooks are always a little delayed on their information because of publishing times, sometimes it's still really nice to have a guidebook, especially ones like The Lonely Planet. They can have gems of information that you may not find even after multiple Google searches. My one suggestion, though, is don't pack your guidebook at the bottom of your bag. Coming back from Iceland, I had to empty out my entire backpack that I was using as my suitcase that time to find the suspicious object I had at the bottom of my bag, which turned out to be my guidebook. What about the items everyone else is saying not to pack that I am still packing and will still be packing? The first is cash. I've seen several people suggest you don't need to bring any cash at all. Yes, the majority of places will take a credit card, but I can tell you that no matter where you travel, there are still going to be places that will only accept cash. And sometimes it can be really challenging to find an ATM to get cash from, or you're going to get charged a big fee to withdraw the funds. Another reason to bring cash is for tipping, especially your maid service. I know there are many places around the world where tipping is not a thing, but no matter where you go, it is still customary to tip your cleaning people when you are staying in a hotel. Not necessarily an Airbnb or a VRBO. I would suggest that you check out what is the normal amount for tipping at the location you're traveling to and adjust how much cash you bring based on what you find out. The next item everyone says not to bring that I still like having is my RFID passport cover. Yes, it's a total pain to get your passport in and out during your travel day, but I don't fully insert my passport into the cover during my travel day. I keep it easily accessible that whole travel day. But once I get to my destination and I'm all checked in, I put my passport and any other items I need to keep a hold of, like a visa, into the cover. Mine is a bright purple, so it's easy to spot when I'm checking to make sure I still have it with me, and I'm reassured that I have it and everything is together and safe. I just find it's too easy to lose my passport. The last item I bring that everyone else is saying to leave behind is a blanket. Now, granted, if my flight day is less than 8 hours and it's not a red eye, I am probably not bringing a blanket with me. But for all other flights, I am definitely bringing my blanket. I have this great packable sleeping bag liner that I've had for over 10 years that is so light and cozy that it's perfect for when I want to be able to sleep on the plane. I do consider this blanket one of my airplane essentials, and in this video here, I tell you all about my other airplane essentials.